Hey, what's going on there, guys? Welcome back to NFL News Today. I'm Darren, and today I will be doing my Week 5 picks for the NFL. So last week I went 10-5, only 15 games were played since the Steelers and the Titans got pushed back, but still went 10-5. That brings my total record on the year to 39-23-1, so not too bad so far. Hopefully we can improve that record this week. But yeah, if you're enjoying the kind of content I'm putting out, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, share with your friends, turn on post notifications. All those help me out so much. It gives me a lot of feedback. Like, if you hit the dislike button, I realize, okay, they don't like these kinds of videos. But if you hit the like button, I'm like, all right, they really like these kinds of videos. And then if you hit the subscribe button, that just gives me more motivation to do these kind of things. And post notifications lets you know when I will be posting as I post. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get started. We have the Raiders at the Chiefs. The Raiders are 2-2, coming off of 2 straight losses. Chiefs coming off of a Monday evening football win. It wasn't really Monday Night Football. You know, the second straight home game for the Chiefs. I can see the Raiders losing 3 in a row. You know, if it's a second straight home game for the Chiefs, that's a definite. If it was their home game for the Raiders, maybe I'd choose them, but I really like the Chiefs in this situation, especially since they are allowing fans in the stadium. Broncos at the Patriots. You know, the Broncos are just banged up. They were able to get a win against the Jets. You know, hopefully that gives them some motivation, but they're just a banged up team. Patriots coming off a loss, I still think they are good. I think talent-wise, when everyone's healthy, talent-wise, it's kind of hard to tell, but right now, Patriots are home. They aren't going to drop to 2-3. Cam might be back. If not, it'll probably be Jarrett Stidham starting. He didn't do the best. He did throw a touchdown, but he only completed 5 out of 13 passes. But either way, I still like the Patriots in that situation just because they are healthier than the Broncos and they have home field advantage. Bengals at the Ravens. Joe Burrow got his first career win, which is good to see. However, the Ravens are a really good football team. They can only lose to the Chiefs and the Browns, apparently, in the regular season. So the Ravens are just a better football team. John Harbaugh is a much better football coach than Zach Taylor. But I still think Joe Burrow proves that he really belongs in this league. I think he has a good game against that really good defense that's going on in Baltimore. Jaguars at the Texans. Texans just fired Bill O'Brien. Romeo Crennel will be taking over. I mean, I like the Jaguars. Gardner Minshew's playing well. He's been very accurate. DJ Chark is back, so that's going to help him out even more. Chris Robinson has been pretty well so far for being an undrafted free agent. He still has a slur of other receivers that he can throw to. Defense could use some work, but I don't think the Texans are going to win their first week with Romeo Crennel at the head. Hopefully they get something done, but I don't know. It's also going to be interesting to see who they hire as their permanent replacement. Obviously, Crennel's not going to be that guy. He's 72 years old. That's actually a record for the oldest acting head coach, which is pretty impressive. But I like the Jaguars in this game. Bills at the Titans. I'm going to go with the Bills with this one. Titans are just dealing with COVID right now. They have not been practicing. Bills are hot. That is if this game even happens, because this game is in jeopardy right now. There was 2 days of no positive tests for Titans, and I think today, like 1 or 2 people within the organization tested positive, so it's not good for them. Everything's closed for them. They have not been practicing. They held like an illegal practice, but like they can't even do that anymore. Bills are just hot. Josh Allen's playing like an MVP, and Bills are just going to go into Nashville if this game happens and win. Browns at the Colts. Browns offense looks pretty legit. However, their defense is not where it's at. Colts, they have the number one defense in the league right now. Offense could use some work, but even then, the offense isn't too terrible. This is a tough one. Browns coming off of a win, a monster win. It was like 49-38, I think it was, over Dallas in Dallas. Colts coming off of a not lackluster win. Their defense played extremely well against the Bears. I mean, granted, they're not really an offensive powerhouse, but still. I'm going to go with the Colts with this one just because of the better defense. I think what Kevin Stefanski has going on in Cleveland is really good. I think they need to improve on the defensive side of the ball, though, and then once that happens, they will be stellar. Cardinals at the Jets. You know, normally I really don't like picking teams that are traveling from west to east or east to west. But, I mean, the Jets are just terrible. Everybody knows that. I mean, Adam Gase is just a terrible head coach. It's just a mess going on in New York. I mean, if they were playing literally anybody else but the Jets in this situation, I'd choose against the Cardinals because they lost 2 in a row. Kyler Murray's coming off of a not very, like, he had 3 touchdowns, but he only threw for like 133 yards. But Cardinals will go into New York and get the win. If they lose against the Jets, that is a bit of an issue because you should not lose against the Jets. Eagles at the Steelers. Eagles went in San Francisco and got a win, so that's good for them. Really happy about that. Steelers coming off of a bye. These are the 2 teams that are leading the league in sacks, so this is going to be a fun game to watch. You know, Steelers offense is okay. I mean, the Eagles team itself is still kind of like shaky. Fans will probably be in this game. Governor Tom Wolf did allow for fans up to 15,000, I think it was, to be allowed in. Now it's just up to the city officials. So I think Pittsburgh's mayor is allowing fans into this game. I mean, it's not really that far of a travel for the Eagles. I don't even know if they're driving or if they're flying. If it's a drive, it's like a 5-hour drive. I've driven from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh before. Steelers are going to be rested coming off of a bye, though. I don't want to pick against the Eagles. I want them to win, but I think the Steelers are coming off of a bye. That defense overall is better than the Eagles. Eagles have a good front line, but the linebackers still suck. Secondary is still shaky. Steelers is a well-rounded team, but I think the Steelers are going to get the best of this Pennsylvania matchup. Dolphins at the 49ers. You know, 49ers struggled against the Eagles last week. They're kind of fielding a JV team. However, Jimmy Garoppolo and Raheem Mostert did just practice for their 2nd day in a row. So that's good for them. I mean, even then, I'm still picking the Niners over the Dolphins. We may see a Tua sighting in this game. That'd be pretty cool to see. But I think Niners are just a better team. It's their 2nd straight home game. Dolphins are flying east to west. You know I don't like that, as I just stated a couple of games ago with the Cardinals. But Niners are going to get this win. Chargers are taking on the Saints on Monday Night Football. Anthony Lynn, not Anthony Taylor. Anthony Lynn just announced Justin Herbert as the permanent starter. He's been lighting the league on fire. Saints are a well-rounded football team. They're good. They lost 2 in a row, but were able to win against the Lions. I mean, Chargers traveling west to east is not good, but I think they're going to pull off the win on Monday night. I think they get the upset. You know, you saw how the Saints... I don't know. The Saints almost lost to the Lions. That's the other thing. It was 35-14 at one point, but they almost choked the game away. I think the Chargers take advantage of how the Saints were blundering last week. I think they go into New Orleans and get a win. Buccaneers at Bears for Thursday Night Football. We got a Super Bowl 52 rematch, quarterbacks-wise, as it's Brady taking on Nick Foles. I'm choosing the Bucs in this one. It's not far travel. Bears still have not played a full good game of football. Tom Brady is just playing extremely well. Nick Foles struggled. He looked very rusty out there. I think the Buccaneers are just a better team than the Bears, and that's going to be the difference maker. And Bucs get another win. Panthers at the Falcons. You know, Falcons are a terrible defensive team. Panthers, they score points and they get yards, so they're pretty good on offense. Defense could use some work. I like the Panthers, though. They start out 0-2, I think. But you know, they got 2 straight wins. I think they keep it rolling. Falcons are just terrible on defense. I mean, offense is still... it's hard to say it's mediocre when Calvin Ridley was one of the best receivers in football until he got hurt. And even then, they still have Julio Jones. But I like the Panthers. Not far travel. They're going to keep the ball rolling. And I think Dan Quinn might get fired after this game. Rams at football team. Dwayne Haskins is now the 3rd string quarterback. He went from being 1st string to 3rd string, which is pretty interesting. Tells you a lot about how Ron Rivera thinks of him. Rams are a good football team. They were able to travel east to beat the Eagles, who are arguably a better team than Washington. It's kind of hard to tell, really. I mean, Washington doesn't have a lot of talent, but Washington beat Philadelphia, so it's like, who's the better football team? So I think the Rams travel east again and beat football team. I'm kind of interested to see how Kyle Allen performs. Dwayne Haskins, his big issue is he's terrible at accuracy. Kyle Allen was actually in the top 15, I think I want to say, in kind of like all the accuracy ratings. Like, he was pretty good with completion percentage. He had a high on target throw percentage, and he had a low bad throw percentage. So I think Allen may actually bring a spark to Washington, but I still think the Rams win it. Giants at Cowboys. This is a terrible Sunday Night Football matchup. You got, I don't know. Both teams are bad. Cowboys defense is the worst in the league. Giants are not good either. I think the Cowboys offense is just going to take advantage of that Giants defense. It's like, at least the Cowboys are good at one side of the ball, as opposed to the Giants who are just not good at either side of the ball. Where Joe Judge's not a good coach. I mean, Mike McCarthy has been kind of blowing games based off his play calling. I don't know. I think the Cowboys are just a better team than the Giants. Then Sunday. Oh, so that's Sunday afternoon. This is Sunday Night Football. Excuse me. Thank God that was not. Thank God Giants and Cowboys was not Sunday Night Football. You got the Vikings at the Seahawks. Vikings coming off of their first career win. Seahawks actually struggled a little bit against the Dolphins. The travel was a little bit of an issue. That's why I heavily factor travel. They had to fly from the Pacific Northwest to the southeast of America, so like travel does affect them. I'm telling you, that's why I heavily factor it in. Minnesota, they got a win last week. Granted, it was against the winless Texans. Kirk Cousins struggles on prime time. You know, Russ is still playing like an MVP. Seahawks, I mean, that defense in Seattle still needs some work, but I think the Seahawks pull out the win on Sunday Night Football. So that is all for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. Turn on post notifications so you know when I upload or when I go live. Check out all my social media links in the description below. I put some pretty interesting stuff on there. But yeah, that's really it for now. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.